Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Johnny McElhearn. I am very pleased to be joined from the East Coast. I don't know exactly where you are, Jay. Today you can tell us, or I think you're in your secret lair, which is, but we're just we're a day late. We had a few technical issues yesterday with connectivity problems, and we were sitting looking at each other, going, what do we do here? But we can't fix the internet, so we're a day late, but we're here. We couldn't miss it. So, Jay, how you doing, man?
Good, Johnny. As I said, it was my birthday yesterday. Thank you for your wishes.
Do you want to sing? Do you clear my tubes?
No, you're good. So we have this little space in Montauk in the east of Europe, New York, sorry.
Yeah.
And we said, we're going to be here for a week. Just, take a break, get out of all the, the craziness of Brooklyn and Manhattan. So here I am in Montauk, talking to you and talking to the people around us. So let's get this going.
Excellent. Yeah, well, what I wanted to do this time around, Jay, was, because it's great whenever we have somebody on to talk with us about their new release. You're getting towards vacation time now.
Yes.
And a lot of these people are, they're either blackballing us, man, or they're genuinely away. So I prefer to believe that they are genuinely away, and that who could turn down a request from us guys,
That's true.
So what I wanted to do was maybe take a look and back at a couple of pieces that we had noticed during the week, and that I shared with you. I've one or two of them I've been doing a little bit of content on for my good friend Pietro at the limited edition, and so I just thought it was a good opportunity to go and take a look at some of these pieces.
Yes.
And and also to touch on anything that you've noticed or over the last few days as well. So I think one of the big pieces of news is it's the first Greubel Forsey post Stepan Sarpaneva.
Yes.
And it is the new Balancier QM, which is Qualité Musée.
Yes.
So you're familiar with this piece already, I assume?
I did. So on the way here, I asked Daria to drive, and I get this notification about the new Greubel Forsey, Qualité Musée, and I was like, what is going on? I mean, Mr. Forsey, departed, and then we have already a beautiful, piece coming out, and then I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, they haven't, given up on their promises. They haven't given up on anything what they've said from the beginning. Everything handcrafted, each and every piece over there, which makes so much sense, being looking at how watchmaking supposed to be, and watchmaking is what these people do, and we are not just talking about getting the moments from here or getting that part from the other side and whatever else. This is like every piece is being made in-house. Everything is quality controlled, every piece, and that's the reason why they got the Qualité Musée designation, I suppose, and it's fantastic.
You say that every piece is being yes, the Qualité Musée is the kind of the news. Everything that you said about Greubel Forsey up to now, you expect from them now. Absolutely meticulous attention to detail, innovation, finishing, the architecture of the watch. We see it again. Everything that you mentioned are what you would expect from Greubel Forsey. But what is happening now is the Qualité Musée, and this is a stamp, which is actually, it's like a cartouche, which is hidden deep within the movement, that will probably never be seen by by anyone other than a watchmaker.
Yeah.
And but one of the things is that, as you said, they have created every piece is created in-house, or virtually, I assume. That I'm not sure about crystals and things out there, but one of the very rare components that are made, most people, most brands, most watchmakers run a mile away from, is the hairspring. And so they have they're creating their own in-house, and that's starting from scratch. That is one of the great challenges of watchmaking, and incidentally, it is one of the aspects of traditional watchmaking that always had me wondering, how the hell did the guys from 50 years, 100 years, 150, 200, so okay, they were obviously nowhere near as refined. There would have been, but the fact that a watchmaker had to make their own hairspring, or at least, as we know, the watchmaking communities, the workaround, there's probably a central hub in every region or town where there was someone who specialized perhaps on
one. Yes.
But it's kind of not done anymore, and so for them to be producing their own hairspring is it's quite a feat. And I'll come back. Actually, I'm going to deflect a little bit, because we did an interview last week with Michael Hulsman, myself and Dan. Michael is old school. He is one who is cutting his own. He even made his own rubies. Which do you know? Like, it's amazing. And greetings there to Saint Croix. It's nice to see you, Goldfinger. Thank you so much indeed for tuning in again. So that was the interview that we did with Michael Hulsman. If you haven't seen it, folks, this is hardcore, sleeves rolled up watchmaking. This is Michael does not do anything.
Dan, I mean, I don't understand that is like craziness.
It was craziness. It was. There were times during that conversation I was sitting here and I was just shaking my head in disbelief. And maybe he's ruined in the metal for every episode afterwards now, because he's.
At least we have.
I digress. I'm away here with this, but the Balancier QM, an absolutely incredible piece of work altogether.
Yes.
Every component has been manufactured by hand, even whether it's going to be seen or not.
Yes,
and it is. Hidden, even if it's going to be hidden away somewhere where it'll never be seen again, it is finished to the most exacting standards of haute horlogerie, and it's limited to 33 pieces.
Yes.
The case is 39.6 millimeters and 12.25 high.
Yes,
and the case is manufactured from white gold.
Yes,
and it's just I better show a different image over here, because I was looking at the case back there, and it is. Do you see the snailing on the winding mechanism? And it's the first time I've covered a Greubel Forsey in the metal, and it is so sometimes a little bit daunting. You don't know where to start with it, because aren't Greubel Forsey held in kind of a revered respect, where they're mentioned in hushed tones, if you like. Yeah,
of course. I mean, everybody knows how that was, how it began, how people, were like, oh, in the beginning they were like, oh, what can they do? And it's like, and then it's like one masterpiece after the other. I mean, I was like, what is going on? I mean, I don't know if I if you remember me telling you once that, Hamid Siddiqui had one of the first pieces, for Basel World, and he was wearing it, and I think he had a group of 30 people just looking at what the hell was going on, and he was carrying it himself back to Dubai. He's like, I don't want to give it to anybody. I want to carry it because it's worth too much for me to send it with anyone else.
It was one of those brands that, Joe, for years I don't know. I have this imposter syndrome, where coming from this small town in Ireland where I didn't really know a huge amount about watches or anything, and here I am walking through the halls of the hotels in Geneva, and passing by, and there's Greubel Forsey in there. I better tiptoe past. I didn't have that kind of dog with a bone attitude that I should be, man, let me at him. I should be in checking out what's going on here. But over time, I did the softly approach. Kind of worked in the end, and I've had a couple of amazing settings with Greubel Forsey to see some of their incredible pieces and to appreciate them under a loop with a little bit of time to just absorb the finesse and the refinement, and incredible. And so this is their new piece. As I say, I think it's 33 examples. Yes. Price on request. Yes. I think you mentioned a figure you may have heard. Did you?
I did. I mean, this was just, people are speculating a lot, and, the number of 800,000 came out somehow, which for me made sense. For me. Now, I don't know. It's 33 pieces, and I don't know what the strategy is. I don't know, because there is no need for strategy for Greubel Forsey. That's how it is. They mention, they put it out there, and it works. Yeah. And that's all it is. I'm also not sure if it's already all sold out. These are the things which all of these watchmakers know from before, why they do this and how they do it.
Yeah.
And going back to Mikhail Holzmann, just getting back to something which I think we did talk about it for the Indies, New York. I did see this watch, firsthand, and I was like, I looked at it, I was like, this is incredible. I mean, this is something which nobody would even think of, having a double retrograde. I mean, I'm a retrograde which is going both the ways.
Yeah.
And then you have, your what do you call that? The hours.
And jumping hours.
Yes. And then the
flying tourbillon.
Flying tourbillon. And also the guilloche, what is, and to think about this watch, everything is done by hand. Even the rubies.
Yeah, it is. It's when you're speaking to Maciel, there's a kind of I'm the real deal about Maciel, and that he knows that nobody else, or very, very few people are creating watches in the way that he is. And
yes,
a conversation with him is always an education. It's
of course. I mean, I see the few minutes I had with him, that was already an eye opener for me, and that's when I told him, I think, I think you have to be out there talking about all of these pieces, and Johnny should be the first one to get you onto in the metal.
Yeah, mission accomplished. And it was
that happened last Thursday, and I'm so happy, and I'm so proud that this.
It was good. It was good. He's, again, he's one of the, he's a guy whose background actually wasn't in watchmaking. I think he was he was in IT, and he decided that he was going to create his own watch, and this is where he is now at this point in his journey. Because the last time I interviewed Maciel was back in 2020, believe it or not.
That's
and so it's there's a lot of water under the bridge, a lot of experience in that time, and yeah, it was amazing, amazing. So it was, yep, folks, definitely, if you have the opportunity, if you have a little bit of time in your hands, the Mackill Hillsman interview is certainly worth taking a pop back to take a look at. And so the next brand I was going to talk about was the Armin Strom.
Wow.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, the first round of Armin Strom, when they just came out, and they had watches which were contemporary, very, very well done, and whatever else. But then when the reissues and the I think they were bought on by two gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken, who actually took over the brand and reimagined it again. And that is what I'm looking at right now. And all of the pieces, what they've come out with is insane. And it's very, very, very to age now. When you look at the computer aided designs, when you look at all of the things which, we normally think about what is going on, this is also the innovation, what happens for people who want to collect good watches with amazing technology.
I think the story was that Mr. Armin Strom himself, who one would consider to be one of the pioneers of today's era of independent watchmaking, because he was there, he had his little boutique in the 1970s, he was a watchmaker, he created his own brand, his own eponymous Armin Strom brand. And one thing that they always had this pronounced lip on the case at the 6 o'clock position, and that was originally done for personalization, to allow the customer to personalize it. And over time, I think it kind of was, whenever I was looking at those early pieces, I was going, yeah, yes, but no, but yes, but no.
Exactly.
And what happened then is that while Armin Strom was still actually active as a watchmaker, I think he had befriended Serge Michel and Claude Grissler. And Claude, the master watchmaker, and a genius, I have to say, at some of the creations that they've been coming up with. And I am sure that my instinct doing this today was to try and cram everything into one episode, but then you end up with a stew, a bad tasting stew. So as you just did the reference to your own background, so I've restrained myself, and I've just looked at, there's a new piece out this week. It's not a new innovation, it is a new version of an existing piece called the Orbit. And the Orbit is a very it's got a very sporty appearance. You'll notice the 3 bridges on the right hand side, on the crown side there. And so what you've got the barrel at the top, you have the winding mechanism in the center, and beneath that there you have the micro rotor. No, I beg your pardon, the micro rotor's on the top. Goodness me. It's hard to get staff around here, Jay. The micro rotor's at the top, the winding mechanism center, and the barrel, which has a lovely little power reserve indicator set into it. And it's not just a watch that has very striking aesthetics. Everything there has a reason, and to place the rotor on the front means that you have this amazing spectacle of the case back, which we will come back to in a moment. But the on the dial side, you have the barrel, which has an equal force barrel. There is a clutch inside that means that the energy is dissipated at a constant rate throughout the life of the 72 hours of power reserve that it has, so that it doesn't fluctuate from a small surge at the beginning or start to tail off in accuracy towards the end.
Yes.
So, but that's one of the Armin Strom signatures. But what's going on in this is it's got where you would expect that ceramic bezel around the edge. It's usually associated with either a GMT or perhaps a tachymeter on a chronograph.
Yes.
This is the date display.
Yes.
And you never see this is the point. The thing about this one, you never seen this before.
You haven't.
Armin Strom came up with their orbit. It is based on their AS220 automatic winding movement.
Yes.
And it uses a column wheel for the date. And that's similar to a chronograph. A chronograph, you see the pusher over there at the 10 o'clock position.
Yes, I see that.
Press that once, and the arrow, which I've kind of isolated. This is all my own work. If Armin Strom see this, they'll probably kill me because it'll be all out of proportion. And say, the hand is not that size. The hand is not that size. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just using it for illustrative purposes.
Yes.
But the when you press the pusher
once
at the 10 o'clock position, the needle, the pointer jumps to whichever date it is and actually stays there until you press it again. And then the pointer returns back to what they call the neutral position of 12 o'clock. Yes. And so it's called date on demand, and very, very interesting, very, very beautiful little piece. And so I think they're making, this is called the Midnight Purple, and they are making, I think, 20 examples of it. And it is coming in, at the best of my knowledge, at 36,000 Swiss francs, excluding tax, tariffs, VAT, anything like that there. And so it's a nice piece. I've talked all over this one. What are your thoughts, Jay?
So, going back to the date, I remember seeing something similar to this with the hours and Frank Miller. Do you remember something like that?
Crazy hours.
Yes. They had the same, something similar to this, where the time depicted, was on 12. And if you wanted to see it, you press it, and then it goes to the time of the hour. It's crazy.
It was called, that's why he called it the crazy hour or crazy time or crazy hours, because the hours were all
called the secret time or something like that.
Something I think the word crazy was used because they had the numerals.
The crazy was another story. Crazy was when it was all in different positions. 1, 5, yes.
That's what I'm thinking of.
This is another story. I'm talking about not even the mystery time. I'm talking about the secret time, where the time was always on 12. And when you wanted to see what time it was, you had to press the button like a mono pusher. And then it goes to the time of that, of that hour. So it's insane. If you go back and see the Frank Miller secret time, that is what you'll see. And I've been trying to get that piece for such a long time. I'm not getting it.
But you've got another one, I notice. You're
Oh, I do have the crazy hours. That's the reason why I told you that is not the same thing.
Okay.
I have the Long Island crazy hour made in yellow gold, and I have the Master Banker from Frank Muller. I mean, I love those watchmakers, not because what they are now, but because what they were then. They were so innovative 20 years ago, which is insane for what was going on with the brand right now. But I hope people still love what they see and they buy it.
What's not to love? I actually think there is, Joe, that you will be seeing them again. Everything's cyclical, isn't it? You get these brands that get their time in the spotlight, and then for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not going to
I
speculate.
mean,
But
looking back, I think they should have said time on demand, like date on demand.
yeah, something like that there. So it was good. It'd be good to see Frank Miller back again. I know Frank Miller, one of our very, very dear friends, Paul Gerber, created that the most complicated piece, the Humanitas Superbia, I think, the most complicated piece
Was
that
it?
had ever been made
Was
up
it
until that
Artemis
point.
or something like that? There was another thing what they came out with dual tourbillons, with the most complicated. They had everything. I think for 200 years the calendar. Remember that also like a what was that? I mean, they came up with some crazy pieces in their
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
absolutely,
right. Yeah, but
absolutely.
hopefully they do.
Yeah. Do you know what I was going to show? I was going to trial here because I've done a little thing called a fact sheet, a dossier, if you like,
Mhm.
and on the Armin Strom orbit. I wanted to see if it
Ah,
works.
oh wow, that looks good.
So
Oh, I mean,
that's
this is such a nice way to do it. I think it's makes a lot of sense because you have the watch and you have the specifications on the right side. And that is, when we keep talking about how the system works and whatever, people can actually read what it's all about.
I think it helps. I guess it doesn't help much for people who are listening on their podcast and all, but
So
it's
yeah,
what we're talking about, folks, is just a little fact sheet of information about
I love
some
it.
of the
It's
watches.
very cool.
And so this is the Armin Strom Orbit Midnight Blue, 20-piece limited edition, 36,000 Swiss francs ex tax and tariffs, 43.4 millimeter case in stainless steel,
Oh,
12.2 high. So it's not a shrinking.
it is a big watch.
It's yeah. I was going to say shrinking violet until I realized the terrible pun that was going to create.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when these big watches started coming in. I mean, the first time I saw the Panerai, I was like, wow, that is a big one. And
Yeah,
then, everybody came out with that. And then Hublot started off with reimagining their own brand. And that was crazy. Everybody came up with 44, 46, and IWC came up with they already had the
50 millimeter.
yeah, the big pilot. But I'm talking about how everything started going back to 36 and 38 recently.
Yeah. Are you a fan of that?
I am actually.
Are you? I struggle a little
I
bit.
was not a fan of it before. I love big watches. All the watches which I collected for, I think, 10 years, the recent 10 years were big watches. But then recently now, all the, some of the brands like the Ming and, watches which actually, even the Blancpain, the Villeray, which just released their two models, which were 38, which
Yeah,
I was like, wow, these guys are really, and everybody else are going back to these, these dress watch
classic.
type of situation, classic sizes from
Yeah.
before. I don't know how they pack up all of these technology in there, but whatever it is, it's sort of, makes a lot of sense to have it back to those sizes, at least for me.
Well, you know that whenever we spoke to Albert recently, he was telling us about the
Yes.
new the 173 degree, that they're still using the same movement,
Yes.
but usually a
Yes.
movement requires a spacer. So
Yeah.
it's amazing what the size, what they can produce size-wise with the movement. But personally, I think 38 is probably, for me,
The limit.
where I would like to do as small or as compact as I would like it to be, unless it is a tonneau shape, which is a longer. Yes, you got it, bro. You got it. But I think when you get down, I saw a 36 millimeter at Geneva.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked like a button on the gentleman's wrist,
But listen to this. I mean, think about it. Think about what I'm saying right now. The Datejust and the Day-Date. How long have they been 36?
probably forever since.
There you go. You see what
but,
I'm talking
but that's kind of a unisex type of thing, and also
yes.
accommodating almost one half of the Earth's population, who kind of, well, more than one half, because you first of all, one half of the Earth's population are female, and then you also have the Asian market, which is another quarter of the world's population. So guys like me who like chunky watches are not. I don't like chunky watches, although I have to say, I'm kind of wearing one today.
Oh my God, that's a beautiful.
It's the Argonaut Chronomara. It is very close to my heart. It was done for the by Anders, by James, and
was James there for one of those 7 Friday events what we went to in was it in Tuscany, or was it in Turkey?
I wasn't at either of those.
No, you came to the restaurant for event.
7 Friday, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I think James was in one of those events. I think with me. I think it was Tuscany, if I'm not. You're very right.
Thank you, Watch It. Yep, absolutely.
I gotta do this.
Oh God! But
I know a lot of community collectors from Gotham Watch Club, or from Complecto or Red Bar, who love those big sizes, and they are always in any of these watch meets. They come up with their either Audemars Piguets and the Hublots, and I see what you mean. It is always good to have a little size on your wrist, which sort of makes sense. You're right, absolutely correct. But I do think the 38s, 36s, and the 38s are doing a massive comeback.
There's no question about it. Absolutely, there's no question about it. But so there was another brand, another watchmaker that I wanted to touch on today, and I can't believe that we have filled 30 minutes on like this was winging it, Jay, as you know.
I remember I was always saying in the beginning of the podcast, oh, we have to get this done in 30 minutes so that we have all of these things covered. I said, yeah, let's see.
So good luck with that. Anyway, it's an education, folks. Word earning, and thank you very much indeed for tuning into our classroom of how to do a podcast on the internet. Any ideas are very gratefully appreciated. So
exactly.
This is the other one, or the other watchmaker I was talking about is a guy I have so much time for, and he is based up in this amazing space up in Helsinki, and you will know Stepan Sarpaneva. And Stepan he's writing a little bit of a bio thing about him today, and I just thought, he has this exterior that is
very very stiff, yes.
Yeah, and but if you look at his watches, you will discover a world of color, a world of character, and of pretty remarkable innovation as well. And Stepan has got 3 pieces that I wanted to mention, but two of them are sisters. So they are the Stardust, which are, let me see where we got them here. This is the Stardust Pluto on the left, which is the silvery version, and the Stardust Mars, which is on the right and has that kind of red. So these are, to me, I love what Stepan Sarpaneva does. If you know much about him, you'll know he has a hashtag that he uses on his social media, and it is hashtag not for everyone. He does not try to, his designs are very, they're dramatic. They're unmistakable. From 50 meters in any room, you'll recognize a Sarpaneva because of that sculpted shape of those cases and the dials that he creates, which are so complicated. I think these dials are actually 4-part dials. So there's the base, which in this in the Pluto is rhodium, a white frosty rhodium. On top of that, there is the lattice steel, the skeletonized part, and then there's the hour ring and the small seconds subdial. And so there's 4 parts on each dial, and which adds a real sense of depth to the watches. Time only in this case. Stepan is well known for his moon phases, of course, and which we're actually going to touch on that before we leave. And this is time only, so you've got hours, minutes, small seconds. And one of the things that I love, not just one of the things, if you look at the small seconds hand there, it is in the shape of a little spaceship.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is what I'm talking about. Whenever you dig a little bit deeper into Sarpaneva, in behind the permanent knitted eyebrows and that he has, that he's actually turned into one of his signature features in his moon phase. But he has that's the Mars that we're looking at. The Mars has got that red dust from to emulate the sense of the red planet of Mars. And it's cool. It's so cool. And so these are both pieces that he is creating. This is the Pluto, and the Pluto has the white frosted main plate with the stainless steel, which has been coated with I think DLC. To give it that bright rhodium color. So both of these are created in series of, I believe, 20 pieces. In actual fact, let me just check here, Jay, because I have a fact sheet.
Fact sheet.
We've got fact sheet. We've got some news, some spec on this here. So limited edition of 20 pieces.
20 pieces.
16,500 euro, excluding taxes, tariffs, VAT. It's made out of the Finnish steel. What is it called? Outokumpu Supra. It's a Finnish. It's a very, very high grade stainless steel. It's manufactured in Finland, and so 42 millimeter size. That's my kind of size. Probably even a little small for a Sarpaneva.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, you could sport that all day.
Of course.
And it has the as I say, the hours, minutes, hands have got the luminous accents at the tip, big generous dollop of super luminova in each of the hour hands.
Yes,
and it has also. I'll tell you what else it has. When I'm talking about the lume here, he has used 4 different colors of lume.
Oh wow! I see.
Okay, folks, everybody's listening, and they're listening to me not saying anything here. We're looking at an image of the watch in the dark, and it has this is the Stardust Mars with the rusty colored plate, but the watch has he has used the vivid green lume for the hours and minutes hands, which is, you might expect, the numerals. The 12, the 2, 4, 6, and 8, because the 10 is replaced with the small seconds. The numerals are backlit with an orange lume, and the small seconds are split into 4 15-second segments with a blue lume, which matches the tip of the little spaceship hand. And what I love about this watch is that that little spaceship has a flame.
Yeah, behind the red one.
And he's got a little, he's used that for an orange Yeah, it's a little flicker of orange loom, which is coming. I don't know. I think there's so much attention to detail goes into
Yeah.
the Stepan's watches that they're yeah.
I
I'm a
I I do remember meeting him for I think Watch Time last year. He was next to. It was near our friends from Sightwinkle, and Chaikin was next to us, and there was Cyrus watches. I remember, and
yeah.
yeah, they were all there in that little room, and I remember Stefan coming towards Sightwinkle. They are good friends, Albert and him, and they were talking, and then I come into the scene, and he was like, "Oh, so you don't have a Sarpaneva?" I said, "I don't have any of these guys, you guys, because it takes time for me to get to this situation of buying something like that." He's like, "So what do you think?" I said, let's see. By the time I'm 60, I should be having one of you guys. So there you
Yeah.
go. That was my conversation with Stepan.
I actually have. I told him years ago. There's one piece that he made that.
You have one?
No, it's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list, and
My bucket is very deep, so I don't know how that
yeah,
list is
well,
going to be filled up.
My bucket is like that size.
And my bucket list is just watches and nothing else. So
I'm keeping it real for the time being, and but yeah, I would love. There's Sarpaneva. There's one that he did that just. Do you know what? Do you know? I saw a preview of a watch today from a guy. It's not. It actually was from a chap who's asked me his opinion. Should I go? This is not even in proto stage. It's in render stage. And he had showed me 2 or 3 different pieces from different watchmakers. And I said, "What do you think of this one?" I go, "The first one he showed me, wow, absolutely mega." The third one he showed me, I said, "What is your honest opinion?" And like it or not, you can't like everything, Jay.
No.
And I just said, my honest opinion, if it was my money, I would be waiting to see what it looks like in the flesh. Firstly, the render wasn't very good. Why waste money on poor renders when you can spend a little bit more and you can get a really high quality job done? There's a little guy from further up the road from me, Hugh Connor, who has done some amazing renders, and I would be recommending something like that. And I just thought this third watch that I was shown, and I said to the guy, I said, it doesn't jump out at me at all. And some watches catch your attention like that, some don't, and this one fell into that kind of category. The watch that I was speaking with Stepan, whenever I first saw it, it was love at first sight. I said, someday I have to get that, and so that's on the bucket list. Hopefully that will be in the not too distant future. Considering at my age, Jay, I probably don't have a big future anyway.
What am I supposed to say?
Hurry up and die, man. No, but anyway, yeah, I'm a bit glib about that. But so that's something that's I just love what he does. I love his that I'm going to show you the moon phase. It's not the moon phase, the moon face that he has created. That's the back of the Stardust. So he's using a chronode 1003 self-winding movement, 60 hours power reserve. It's finished. It's bespoke to the Sarpaneva. Beautiful finishing, and it just for what you're getting there, 16,500 euro. You get a Sarpaneva with a high grade movement, and it's that personality that just I don't know. It speaks to me. And that's what the one that I saw whenever I first clapped eyes on it. I said, that's the expression I use when a watch actually speaks to you. So nearly finished. One more, a Sarpaneva, believe it or not. It's his Lunations Eclipse. When we think of the Lunations watch, you think of this big, oversized moon phase display on the front of the dial. And what he did with the lunations, he used fiber optic cells to illuminate the moon phase as it passed underneath this window of fiber optic cells. Very, very effective. You expect when you see the name lunations that you're going to get a moon phase watch. Well, here it is. This is the lunations eclipse.
Wow.
Wow. It is as pared back as you could possibly imagine for Sarpaneva. He has his own philosophy is, how can I do something here? But it's a moon phase watch, but the secret is not on the front. The front, again, is absolutely beautiful. There's 3 layers of stainless steel.
Yeah.
And I believe, when I say stainless steel, so it's all skeletonized, folks.
Yeah.
And with the R numerals are set in from the edge of the R indexes are set in from the edge of the dial. It has a kind of a lattice finish. And I believe that actually came from, he noticed a manhole cover when he was in Helsinki. And this is what the public street furniture was like. It had this amazing lattice work. And I believe, I might be wrong, but I think I can remember going back 10 plus years. That I think was the story where that came from. And so this is the lunations eclipse. On the outside, it is austere, it is simple. In fact, if you look at it, Jay, you see the hands they're barely distinguishable from the dial. Now he will do an application of lume on the hour and minute, the tips of the hour and minute hands, to increase legibility. But it is such a it is, when we use the expression understated elegance, this is Sarpaneva's interpretation of that.
Yeah, and the moon phase itself.
The moon phase is here.
Oh
Jay.
my God!
The moon phase, folks, is on the underside. And if anyone is familiar with the Sarpaneva lunations, the original version, which had the moon phase on the front, well, actually, Jay, it actually had the moon phase on the back as well, because what's going on there is this is serving 2 purposes. It is serving the moon phase. There are 2 discs which are similar to the front. They've got that lattice type of finish, and they are rotating in a cycle, which is, in my estimation, so his moon phase requires adjustment 1 day in 14,000 years. And yeah, incredible. So that means that it is calibrated, or not calibrated, it is engineered through gears and teeth, etc., that it rotates. Each one of those discs, those orbs, rotates in a cycle of 29 days, 12 hours, 44 minutes, and 23 seconds, if I am not mistaken.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's off the top of my head too, Jay. I have not got that written down, or I could very easily, somebody could come on right now and go, "Here, man, what are you talking about?"
All right, that's okay. But so, it's incredible just to engineer something like that onto a piece of, timepiece, which is giving you, incredible, looks of, of how it is, and then you're looking at this moon phase, and
also you'll see that there's a scale that runs from it runs from what we would call the 12 o'clock to the 6 o'clock position. We are looking at the case back here, folks, but this scale runs from the 12 o'clock position to the 6 o'clock position, and every moon phase cycle, every moon cycle, one of those orbs is passing over that scale, and it actually gives you the age of the moon as well as showing you the moon phase. And it's a watch that has, it's like a split personality. It is very unassuming. It's like it's captivating. It is mesmerizing on the dial side, but you've got all this going on the underside as well. And it's
what is it charging you
this one? Thank you so much, Jay. Let me see. What's this? We've got a fact sheet for it, and it is €44,500 ex taxes. He is making 5 of these pieces every year, so it's going to be extremely exclusive.
Yeah.
He is using the Auto Cupo Supra stainless steel again, the finished stainless steel.
Yeah.
And it features his own in-house movement, which is a movement that he has taken years to design and develop. And it has this super accurate moon phase that, as I said earlier, it requires adjustment one day every 14,000 years. Incredible piece. Incredible. And so, as I said, I'm impressed.
I don't know what to say. It's like it's just taken everything out of me. That is so sweet.
That's no good on a podcast, man.
I know. Sometimes this is the case. When you see something,
it's a case. Sometimes you sit and you look at something and you go.
That itself says a lot more than what it
I like your style. I like your thinking there. Yeah, absolutely.
That's it, guys. Looks like we are on to the end of this. Once again, thank you. That's
it. I'll tell you something. It has been a lot of fun to do this because I've been a little bit apprehensive about could we pull off a magazine style show and talk about what's been happening during the week. Man, I've had a great time chatting with you, Jay, about these amazing pieces. And
same.
I love your input and your insight and the angle and the anecdotes and the stories that you have. Yeah, it's all good.
So many things happening around all these years, looking at mostly watches and and restaurants and kitchens. And every time there's a new innovation happening, we innovate in ourselves because that's what we have to do. We have to innovate. We have to be on top of that, what people expect. And also because we are in this business of service and selling, which means this is how the only way we can sort it out. And I think, these guys are doing an amazing job and it's fantastic. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Watch it. It's your support and your encouragement. Everyone who's watching it's so much appreciated. We're having a huge amount of fun doing this too, Jay, and that's the real reason that we're doing this is it's because of the enjoyment out of the pleasure that we get out of doing this here. But we will do one again next week, I believe. Are you going to be in your?
I'll be in my restaurant in Brooklyn, so.
You'll be in Brooklyn.
Back to normal.
Back to normal. If that is normal for you, because that is a crazy situation, I can't imagine running the lower and folk. It must be good fun, but hard work.
It is.
But then folks, listen, thank you so much indeed for joining us again. We will be back again next week and look forward to catching up with you then. Anybody who's new, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Even to see one new pair of eyeballs joining us, it means a big deal. And you're in early. You're catching you're the early birds. So anyway, folks, thank you so much indeed, and I will look forward to welcoming Jay back again next week, and we'll catch you all then. Bye.